Yeah, that could fit here, and I'm back, and we on Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I know I'm like how many years late? Oh, I'm not finna look that up. But yeah, I'm like a couple years late to it. But other than that, let's get into it. Yeah, I already played this game like how many times?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But I'm like 3 years late. Ooh, what is in there? I've been to there before. Yeah, I'm like 3 years late, so that really don't matter to me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, we're not doing that one.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone? Really?
There we
I was in the
go.
middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
You do.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
No, you don't, bro.
Something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let
Nah,
me
bro.
prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, we not doing that there.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out
Yeah.
what lies at the end of this road?
Yeah, I do.
Well, don't let me stop you.
Yeah, you not stop.
See,
Whoa.
there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
Damn.
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth
Wow.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yeah, you
I
right,
think
bro.
I put a lot of time into that because I did. And
Damn.
in the end, it was all for nothing because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
I want to see
Work with
Deadpool.
me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I did push 1 on all of them, right? Let me do 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay, bet. This is new.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on. And now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yep.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Is it gonna be Soccer League?
In this game,
Okay.
the baby crawls left towards danger.
Right.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ooh, Firehouse?
What do we have here?
Is it gonna be that Firehouse game? Or you stand that little big stand?
This seems like it'll work.
It's not
Let's give it a
Firehouse.
shot.
I forgot what the game's called. But you have to look out for fires on the watch. There we go.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is
Oh,
about,
look out.
Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I gotta play this game.
But it seems
Well, I don't play these type of games anyways, so I'm not playing this.
Spying on innocent civilians below you from up high
No.
in the tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
This is crazy.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I knew I went the wrong.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Whoa, wait.
Thank goodness, Stanley, what a close call.
But,
You really wandered off into that thing. That big
bro.
just wandering around, no right or wrong direction.
There we go.
Follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
We gonna make it.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably
Wait.
something with walls. Something with
No.
big,
Don't do it.
insurmountable walls.
Bro, put me in Uncharted or something, bro.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Soccer, Rocket League? Yeah, I know. Yep.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
See, Rocket League from a first-person view is crazy, bro.
There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
Nah,
if
this
you
is
manage to
crazy.
get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oh, if I drop all the way down here, I go into the unknown, right?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars
No, it's
here in the
somewhere
back,
I
but
dropped.
obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
It's Rocket
What
League.
fun.
It's
We
Rocket
shall
League.
run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my lord, that scared me. Boom. Boom.
Are
Oh,
you doing it? Are
you
you
can't
winning?
jump.
Is this fun? Is it better than my
Oh,
miserable little story
you come
that I
through
worked
here,
so hard?
and then
What are you doing?
we fall through somewhere that's abandoned, right? And then we lose him from here.
Stanley,
Yep.
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come.
Nah, he did that on purpose, bro. He could have still yelled through that hole. I'm falling through there right now. Yep. I've been here before. I think I'll drop somewhere around. After I drop, I'll drop somewhere like with nobody. Last time I did, it was pretty scary. Look, I'll drop right down here. What is this, Gmod? What is this? I gotta find that one room. Where you can crouch. There we go. Need some jazz music. Here we go. Find this room. What the Can you zoom? Yo, what is this? She's in that room, you gotta go through this room. Oh, what just happened?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
Nah.
Yes, I'll be back.
Nah, I'll win, bro.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I can wait too.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna try to get 2 more endings, or 1 more. Depends on how it takes. How long it takes.
He entered the door on his left.
Okay. I think if we keep following him, we go to the boss's room and find out nobody likes him. And then boom, 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 and all
There
that.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is there anything from any other game in here?
There was nothing here. No
Is that
choice
Shit
to make,
Factory?
No path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I don't even know. I didn't do this one last time.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Nah, I'm about to camp here, yo. Dang, that looks crazy.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Nah, he wrong for that, I ain't gonna lie. I thought this was the ending too.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh, it's like now.
Probably only got the job
It's like
because
that?
of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Yes,
Bad
it's like
old
that.
drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Nah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was green for that one. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even asked for all
I've come
that.
to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nah, bro, I didn't understand not one bit of what he just said. I'm gonna stand in there for like a little bit more till he says something. If he don't say nothing, then I'm stepping out. Alright, then it happened. I'm finna get out of here.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
So what if I go back in?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Bro, alright, bro. Nothing? Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nah, I knew it was gonna close on me too. What the flip does that say?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no
You serious,
reason
bro?
at all. None of it made any
No, this ending, bro.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make
Oh
other
my
strange
gosh.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him?
Because you didn't create a character
And
model,
for that
a
matter,
player model.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yep,
Were they
yep.
simply repeating?
Yep, they are.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
It is.
At last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
What
just
is behind
hadn't
this
found
gate?
words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Yeah. In a few minutes, you're gonna make me see some stars. I already know, bro. And you're gonna make me float. Nah, I already know, bro.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Yeah. I told you you're gonna make me fly.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star.
See, you're gonna make me see stars.
It was so much
Yep.
fun. and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. While he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Schizophrenia.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Nah, he's going crazy. He sounds crazy. He knows what he is. He knows what he is and what he's doing. This is human. This is human. Bro.
The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words is quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself.
Yo, he's just yapping.
If he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself...
Whoa.
He felt the cool weight of the
blanket. What is this? I can see stuff to the right.
Of the mattress on his back.
What is this?
The fresh air
What am I?
of the world outside.
These things to the right and left. I can still see a little bit.
He thought to himself.
What is
I'm
this?
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me
I just
continue
went through the
pushing
door.
the buttons.
Gonna go back through the door again.
It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
Oh, what is this?
All I want is my life.
Bro, all they did was put a shade in front of his eyes. Bro, what the...
Is normal. I am normal.
What am I looking at?
Fine.
Okay, door just closed.
I am okay.
Exactly. Good.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
He's the only one going crazy. Oh, okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a
What player models? Bro, this is Gmod, bro.
Screaming to himself, and then
Oh my
collapsed dead on the
gosh.
sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am...
Yeah, I'm not playing that no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. Other than that, have a good day and, yeah.